Today on UMTV News, a deadly school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. We'll bring you the latest details.
Plus, we will tell you how spring breakers are getting fit on Miami Beach.
And later on, we'll take you inside one of the most anticipated weekends in Miami.
These stories and more ahead on today's show.
And it all starts right now. Hello and welcome to this edition of UMTV News. I'm Anna Kuhn.
And I'm Wyatt Kopelman. Thank you for joining us. Police in Nashville are digging into the background and motivations of a former student who entered a Christian elementary school and opened fire, killing 3 children and 3 adults. Police say the first call came in at 10:13 a.m. and the shooter was dead 14 minutes later. Another community in mourning.
I don't know how somebody could go through with doing something like that, and especially children.
As new details emerge about the 6 people killed in a shooting at Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee.
The 3 9-year-olds who were killed, Evelyn Dickhouse, William Kinney, Hallie Scruggs.
Also killed, 60-year-old Kathleen Kuntz, who according to the school's website was the head of the school. 61-year-old Mike Hill, who was a custodian there, according to police, and 61-year-old Cynthia Peak, who was a substitute teacher.
I have no words.
Metro Nashville police releasing more than 2 minutes of surveillance video showing the moments the shooter, identified as 28-year-old Audrey Hale, who they say was transgender, arrived on campus and opened fire on an entrance. Police say the former student executed a plan.
We have a manifesto, we have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident.
Police say the shooter had 3 weapons, an AR-style rifle, an AR-style pistol, and a handgun, along with significant ammunition. At least 2 of those weapons obtained legally. Police now say that the attacker had legally obtained a total of 7 weapons. They've also found within the shooter's documents what they're calling, quote, a manifesto, quote. In it, the killer reportedly identified a second possible attack location in Nashville. The shooter was a former student at Covenant Elementary last year, and last year graduated from Nosy College of Art and Design in Nashville, according to the president of that school.
Today marks the 10th day of protests across France, where citizens are fighting against changes in pension and retirement laws. For years, France's retirement age was 62, but last week a new law has moved it up to 64, meaning workers cannot access any of their pension benefits for another 2 years. President Emmanuel Macron claims this was a necessary measure to stop the country's retirement system from going into a deficit. But unions and workers across the country are not backing down, leaving the streets piled with trash while workers continue to strike.
Former President Donald Trump has made the top of headlines regarding his involvement in multiple legal activities. And one case formerly laid to rest is making its way back to the surface. The Manhattan grand jury is investigating Trump on what is known as the Stormy Daniels hush money case from 2016. Trump is accused of sending $130,000 to adult actress Stormy Daniels to keep her from coming forward on her alleged involvement with the former president. He was originally indicted in 2016 due to the hush money not being reported as campaign money, as the story staying under wraps helped him move forward in his presidential campaign. Trump has taken his social media account to attack Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg for reopening the case with slurs and even a death threat. But Bragg's and other community leaders refuse to back down.
Be intimidated as a community by threats, and we're here to watch our DA's back to ensure that no one bullies their way through, and this allows the process to continue forward.
The grand jury may meet again on Wednesday, but it is unclear on whether they will indict Trump.
It's time for a short break now, but when we return, the Miami men's basketball team is bouncing up the ranks and making school history.
That's right, and certainly we will take a look at an event that is whipping spring break into shape. Details when UMTV returns. Stay with us.
Which one you're expecting?
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
ready for the...
Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Canes men's hoops advances to the Final Four for the first time in program history after a comeback victory versus the number 2 seed Texas Longhorns on Sunday night. The Canes erased a 13-point second-half deficit to advance to their first ever Final Four. Jordan Miller and Isaiah Wong led Miami down the stretch, combining for 16 of the final 20 points. Miller was perfect from the field and the charity stripe. Miller's performance also put him in the record books. The forward became the first player to score 27 points and not miss a shot in an NCAA tournament game since Duke's Christian Laettner when he hit the shot versus Kentucky in 1992.
So the moment the guys got on the plane, they immediately went to sleep. There was not a sound being made. But in the locker room, that's a different story. In the locker room, it was one of jubilation. They were hugging each other and just enjoying the moment and celebrating as not just individuals, but very, very clearly as a team.
The team leaves campus tomorrow at 11:45 a.m. for Houston. Miami will take on the 4th-seeded Connecticut Huskies on Friday at 8:49 p.m. The Canes will enter Saturday's matchup as 5.5-point underdogs.
Spring break in Miami Beach may be coming to an end. During a commission meeting on Monday, Mayor Dan Gelber said he wants to make Miami Beach a less attractive destination for spring breakers. After 2 people were shot and killed on Ocean Drive and a state of emergency was declared, Gerber said, quote, "We are doing everything we can to tell the world we don't want you here." City commissioners are working on planning private events on Ocean Drive during spring break season, and officials also voted in support of closing liquor stores early next March. But for now, spring breakers press on. And if you're looking for a way to avoid oversized drinks and parties, what are some other fun ways to have fun in the sun? Stephanie Desrochas joins us live in the studio with some ideas. Stephanie?
Miami Beach is known for its entertainment district where spring breakers flock to the sunny state for the bars and the nightlife. But what are some wellness options to do during vacation? I visited Miami Beach to learn about one event that did just that. In March every year, Miami Beach is filled with the sound of music and spring breakers. But just around the corner, there is much more to do for your well-being. Crunch Fitness is a gym located right off Ocean Drive and partnered with the city of Miami Beach to host fun, family-friendly events for the community and spring breakers who wanted a different kind of activity throughout the month of March.
So it was just to bring the community together and to showcase that Miami Beach offers so much more than just parties.
Miami Beach Life partners with Crunch Fitness to do workouts outside of Miami Beach, like this location right behind me, and in their fitness studios. And spring breakers say that it gives them something productive to do while on vacation.
Of course, when you're on spring break, you're breaking, so you still want to get in your exercise, good little workout in for all those calories you put on. So it won't be a lot of looking for what to do. It'll be more people like me coming over and just joining because they just see it going on.
All of the workouts are free for anyone to join, and it provides the opportunity to break a sweat for those who may not have the means.
Not everybody has the ability to afford a gym membership, so it's already good that we have free equipment outside. So to have a free class, it's the top on the cherry on top.
Some of the classes are yoga, Pilates, Zumba, and so much more. But the fitness classes are not only for physical health, but also mental health, and reminds the community and spring breakers that there is a lot more to do behind the Miami Beach bars.
People are getting interested in wellness, and sometimes people live places where it's not that available. So just having the experience once, may change their life forever.
Crunch Fitness says they plan to partner up with more organizations that can help provide more fun and free fitness options for the community. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Stephanie Desrochas.
Thank you, Stephanie. With Miami Beach still in its spring break season, the beach has been invaded by another problematic visitor, apart from the mass groups of college students. Justin Walkenine visited the beach over the weekend and joins us now live with more. Justin, what can you tell us?
Yeah, well, problematic definitely fits the bill here when referring to the mass amounts of seaweed currently washing ashore at Miami Beach, and experts believe this seaweed issue may just be getting worse. Miami Beach, Florida is one of the premier destinations for spring break in the country. From February through April, the beaches get filled up with college students from all over the nation. However, students should expect some unwanted company in large clumps looking to crash this year's beach bash. That company? Endless piles of seaweed. The seaweed known as sargassum is brought by a massive blob of it that's floating off of Florida's coast, and it is twice the width of the continental United States. Experts studying the issue attribute multiple factors to the blob's presence and size.
Due to a variety of factors, runoff from the Amazon River, the Congo River, dust from the Sahara, increased temperature of the water, that it's been present in much larger quantities than have been seen previously.
Sargassum releases hydrogen sulfide as it decomposes, which can make for an unpleasant odor and may also cause slight respiratory issues when in mass quantities.
If there's already sargassum on the beach and it's not closed, there's a good chance that it's safe. If you have respiratory problems, it can irritate you a little bit. But in moderate quantities, it's not so dangerous. It's just seaweed.
And with spring break upon us under the scorching Miami Beach sun, spring breakers who are looking to take a dip in the ocean are met with massive clumps of sargassum like this, drawing a couple different reactions from the beachgoers.
I'm a native from Florida, so I've seen seaweed. I've been down to the Keys a lot. You go offshore, you see big patches of it everywhere.
It's gross. There's no other way around it, but you got to fight through. The water feels really nice. It's hot out here, so I need to cool down. I'm going in the water.
Despite its appearance and foul odor, Daniel and Zach refuse to let sargassum ruin their beach day.
It's not dominating my beach experience. It's part of it, but it's not dominating my experience. Is it getting in my way a little bit? Sure, but I'm still here. I'm at the beach. I'm going in regardless.
For me personally, it doesn't deter me. I was in the water earlier, but I mean, it's part of nature. As long as it's natural, I'm okay with it.
With upward trends in the presence of sargassum each year, experts believe that this issue is now the norm.
It looks like it's mostly here to stay. The presence of sargassum on beaches is now mostly a normal seasonal event in Florida, the Gulf of Mexico, islands in the Caribbean. If the trends continues, I think, yes, it's of concern.
Already happening in the Caribbean due to mass presence of sargassum negatively impacting tourism and local wildlife. And if recent trends continue, it can only be a matter of time until Florida beaches face a similar fate. For UMTV, I'm Justin Walkneen.
Thank you, Justin. The city of Coral Gables has called itself City Beautiful since 1933, but keeping that title requires some upkeep, and the city government is making sure they live up to the name. Yesterday was the first Coral Gables cleanup of 2023, hosted by the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce. They've been putting on these events for almost 3 years, and over 30 volunteers came out to spend 1 hour of their Monday evening picking up trash around Miracle Mile.
But we're really, really proud of everything that we've been able to accomplish, and that's partly due because of the community and their interest and the way that they come out and participate at these events.
And together, the group picked up 186 pounds of trash in just 1 hour, and they were rewarded for it. Coral Gables Mayor Vince Lago gives the group with the heaviest bag a cash prize of $200 of his own money. So if you want to win cash for trash, you can volunteer at their next city cleanup in August.
Oh, that sounds like a big prize. We'll take a short 30-second break now, but when we return,
we will introduce you to one Miami entrepreneur who is an advocate for Japanese cuisine and culture. Details straight ahead.
RAIN has been supporting survivors of sexual violence since 1994.
We have teams dedicated to education, prevention, and response.
Improving the criminal justice system.
And changing the way America thinks about sexual violence.
Our hotline is 100% confidential. It's anonymous, it's safe, and free.
Whether you're looking for information or just want someone to listen, we'll be there.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
Porque siempre voy a atender a tu llamada.
Because I'm here to support you with what you need to heal.
Because I will work to prevent violence and to create a safer future.
Because I share your story.
Because we.
Because we will fight for you.
because we stand with you.
Because with rain, you are not alone.
For decades, Cubans have fed the communist island in search of a better life in America. But this past weekend, 2 Cubans took to the sky to attempt the dangerous 90-mile journey. On Saturday morning, 2 migrants landed a motorized hang glider at Key West International Airport. Residents captured video of the motorized glider flying over Key West before it landed at the airport. The migrants did not suffer any injuries and were arrested by Monroe County Police Department before they were turned over to U.S. Border Patrol agents.
One restaurant entrepreneur in Miami has been recognized in a major way for his intercultural background and culinary vision. Giselle Arciniega met with him at his newest restaurant and joins us now live with more. Giselle, what makes this owner so special?
Alvaro Miranda is an immigrant entrepreneur from Venezuela. He owns 3 Japanese restaurants here in Miami called Hiyakawa, Wabi Sabi, and his latest creation, Midori. And he was recently honored for his work. Idania Loredo is a big fan of Japanese cuisine. She says she loves dining in Midori because this Miami restaurant is known for its delicious sushi rolls, omakase bowl, and unique design.
I love like the beans that they use, and I love the fresh fish. To me, what's important about this place is that they serve fresh all the time.
Midori is the brainchild of Alvaro Perez Miranda, who is responsible for creating more than 70 gastronomical projects so far.
I'm basically a restaurant producer. What I do, I hire an architect and I hire the chef. I work hand in hand with my chefs to make sure that we conveyed what the message and the harmony is there.
Several weeks ago, Alvaro was awarded the title Goodwill Ambassador for Japanese Cuisine by Japan's Consul General Kazuhiro Nakai. This title recognizes people working towards promoting Japanese cuisine outside of Japan. Japan Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries has been nominating Goodwill Ambassadors for Japanese cuisine since 2015.
I'm super excited to be the first Latino and represent Venezuela in the Latin community with the Japanese food. The plans for the future is now, with the title of Goodwill Ambassador, is to definitely keep promoting Japanese culture and Japanese cuisine.
Alvaro Miranda is not just the entrepreneur of his restaurant. He's also involved in every aspect like architecture and design. After living 15 years in Japan, Alvaro successfully showcased the Japanese culture in every corner of Midori.
I commissioned a local artist, her name is Jude Tani, to do 400 ceramic fishes. So I connect those ideas and they come out nice because people love them.
And customers agree.
I think that everything that he does, you can tell that he really wants it to be different than and a cut above the rest.
Alvaro will continue promoting Japanese culture through his new restaurant, Ogawa. This restaurant will have an authentic Japanese garden. I am Giselle Arciniega reporting live for UMTV.
Thank you, Giselle. All right, now who wants to roll? Last week, electronic dance lovers and DJs from across the world came to Miami to celebrate Miami Music Week. Miami Music Week ends with Ultra, one of the world's largest electronic dance music festivals. The festival features 3 days of superstar DJs at Miami's Bayfront Park. This year's lineup featured hit artists like David Guetta, Zedd, Marshmello, and Tiesto. If you missed this year's big show, you can already snag tickets for next year's festival at discounted rates. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on UMTV News.
We'll be back here next week at the same time for another episode.
Have a great night and stay safe.